Sponsorship is defined as an investment in cash or in kind in an activity in return for access to the exploitable commercial potential associated with that activity. We all love sports. Sports can help unite different cultures or countries across the world and bring them closer together for one organized purpose: to enjoy sport. Sports do not have either ethnic restrictions or age restrictions. It brings all different types of people together that all share one common passion. Sponsorship is about placing a sponsor in an emotional relationship between a consumer, for example a fan, and a sponsored activity, for example a sport event or team. There is a three-way relationship between sponsor, sponsee, and consumer. A sponsor is a party seeking association, example Coke. A sponsee is considered a sponsored party or a property owner, example FIFA. The agents of a sponsorship deal would be the companies who work on behalf of a sponsor or sponsee. Across the world, there are over 3.5 billion sport fans. In 2012, the top 10 sport leagues attracted over 178 million stadium visitors. The Wembley Championship League final triggered more than 5 million tweets within 4 hours. Sports sponsorship is a great way to increase visibility of a brand or organization, whether it be by stake signage at a home game or a logo across a player's jersey. Examples of sports sponsorship could be as mentioned: a LED signage at a soccer game, helmet of Formula One drivers, or shirt sponsors on sport jerseys. Not only do people at the game and the stadium see the sponsorship, but more importantly, the fans watching on TV, streaming online, and those viewing shared game clips over social media are all exposed to the sponsors. Quality factors that should be considered by a brand when creating a sports sponsorship might be clarity, performance, size, visibility, share of voice, and placement. In 2017, the UEFA Championship League final between Real Madrid and Juventus created over 517 million engagements to sponsors through social media, which was valued to be at least 61,082 seconds of media exposure containing the sponsors of the game. From field-level LED signage to jersey sponsors, over $164 million of media value was generated. Adidas and Fly Emirates saw a combined $113 million of media value, as these were the sponsors of Real Madrid, the winning team. Celebrity sponsorship is also very common in sports sponsorship. Celebrity sponsorship can be defined as a form of a brand or advertising campaign that involves a well-known person using their fame to help promote a product or service. One of the world's most famed athletes ever, Cristiano Ronaldo, social media accounts drove over 169 million engagements featuring sponsorship value, about 38% of the overall media value. $63 million was driven solely by Ronaldo for the sponsors. Sponsorship agreements help sponsors become nationally or globally recognized while increasing sales in their products. Sponsorship spending is growing every year. In 2017, roughly $23.1 billion was spent on sponsorship in the US, and that number will increase in 2018. The amount of money that companies spend on the sponsorship is much higher than advertising or promotion. A weakness with sponsorship is that it's hard to measure return on investment. It is also extremely expensive to sponsor events, teams, or people, so some sponsors believe that it is not worth the money possibly spent. An opportunity for sponsorship is that new arenas and stadiums are being built across the US. This gives sponsors a great chance to try and provide a naming rights deal, as well as a beverage, signage, and vehicle sponsorships. However, the sponsors might become afraid to pay a lot of money and not get the increase in sales. If an athlete's image diminishes, the sponsors that are associated with that athlete can also have their image damaged. For example, McDonald's was a main sponsor for the 2012 Olympic Games in London, and many people scrutinized McDonald's as a sponsor because they believed that the Olympics were endorsing obesity. Another example is how Ryan Lochte lied about being held at gunpoint at the Olympics. This caused Lochte sponsors such as Speedo and Ralph Lauren to separate themselves from him. His negative public image would hurt them as long as they were associated with him. Sponsors should find sponsees that fit their particular image as well as make sense. This will reduce the amount of sponsorship deals that could fall through or diminish either one's brand. A threat and an opportunity to the future of sports sponsorship would have to be the age of social media influencing. This is a threat solely to the company's whole business's center around gathering and attracting athletes to brands, but more of an opportunity to athletes themselves. As the rise of social media turns athletes more and more into their own brand, such as basketball player Zion Williamson having millions of followers on Instagram before even going to college, the idea of third-party sports sponsorship groups become less of an apparent need. Athletes now have a greater opportunity to individually expand their brand, and this, in turn, has completely expanded the idea of what sports sponsorship is and could be. Here are examples of successful previous and current sponsorship deals. Examples of successful sponsorship signage in a stadium. Examples of successful jersey signage. Examples of sports sponsorship proposals. Sponsorship activation. Sponsorship activation might only be part of your marketing campaign, but it's a vital one, and it's needed to ensure you get the most out of both your efforts and the money you've invested the rights to your particular team sponsorship. Here are sponsorship activation examples. There are different sports sponsorship platforms. Governing body sponsorship entails securing official sponsor status, such as FIFA. Theme sponsorship, appropriate platform for local regional companies or companies with smaller marketing budgets. Example, Chinese company, Chinese national team. Athlete sponsorship involves some type of endorsement, sponsors product or service. Here are examples of athlete sponsorship. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.